What's going on, Geekdom? This isn't going to be the normal type video I usually do. I don't usually do videos like this where I talk about things that's happening and throw my opinions about stuff out there. But this topic has been getting on my nerves for the longest since it's been spewed out and thrown out there by Hassan. I'm not against any of these streamers. I don't dislike any of these streamers. It's not like I have something against everybody. But the whole streaming versus 9 to 5 thing needs to freaking end and stop. The conversation of it just needs to end. It needs to stop. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the streamers talking about the crap. It's a topic that it should not be done because it doesn't work in anybody's favor. I understand. I don't stream, but I understand streaming can be very stressful. It can be very difficult as far as just the whole thing goes. But y'all are comparing the jobs and the work, and it pisses me off so much. And the one that really triggered me happened not too long ago was the Ninja one. And that one triggered me so much because Ninja didn't have to continue talking. He didn't have to go ahead and try to make this point of making it sound like the stresses of streaming is worse than any other 9 to 5. And that's probably not what he even meant.
Streaming,
fucking close, dude.
streaming
Stop.
from
Yeah,
9
so
to
fucking close. Keep
5,
going.
a streaming job from 9 to 5 is absolutely nowhere near as hard as an actual 9 to 5. However,
All right, just stop there.
I'm not going to stop there because this is the truth. However, the things that, listen to me, however, okay, if you're a medium to a large size streamer, even if you're a small size streamer, there are things that can come with the space and the territory.
Is Pelican a safe word?
That can add a lot of stress that isn't the same as the stress of a 9 to 5. For example, like unnecessary, super toxic drama with like another community, and maybe their community is like,
Oh God.
Pelican, harassment community, right? Where they'll what? I'm not pelicaning. Tell me when I'm saying something that I got moved. They moved me. All right, I don't.
But he was just trying to talk about the stresses of streaming, which you can talk about. No one has a problem with you talking about the stresses of streaming. Yes, it can be very stressful, but the way you stated it made it sound like the stresses of streaming is worse than the stresses of anybody else's 9 to 5.
However, okay, if you're a medium to a large size streamer, even if you're a small size streamer, there are things that can come with the space and the territory.
Is Pelican a safe word?
That can add a lot of stress that isn't the same as the stress of a 9 to 5.
Which is ridiculous. It's so ridiculous to try to make comparisons between the two. Or just multiple. Because every 9 to 5 is not the same. Every freaking streamer is not the same. Everything you deal with in streaming is not the same. Your streaming is way different than somebody else's streaming. My 9 to 5 may be different than this person's 9 to 5. Everything is different and is not the same. I'm sick and tired of the arguments. And then we're comparing job to work. People with, like, whether it's Hassan, Playboy, Max, or whatever his name is. I don't know some of these streamers, but the people from the FaZe Clan. And then y'all are making these arguments about how the stresses that you deal with of streaming is harder than the work that people do, not necessarily the job that people have. And I think the difference between the work and the job is so different. Because your work, yes, can be easy. Because the work, you just talk about what your, job, what the title it tells you to do with your day-to-day. That's the work. The work can be easy, but the job can be very difficult because the job includes everything. Everything that you have to deal with. Because your job at this McDonald's at this location can be way different than a job that someone else has at another McDonald's in another location. The work would be probably most likely the same. You would do some of the same stuff every single freaking day. but the job includes a lot of other stresses that are factors that comes to the job due to location, due to the people you work with. So yeah, you can complain about the stresses again of streaming, but do not compare the two, because you over here complaining about, oh, the chat, what they say, the people that talks about you, the harshness of social media, the other bullcrap when it comes to communities and beefs and stuff like that. And you're saying that this, and trying to compare it to this person who works at, just say, a Burger King, who's getting sexually harassed by her employees, her fellow employees. Someone who is getting abused by their managers, supervisors. Someone who's getting attacked for packages that they're trying to deliver while working at for UPS. Someone who's has a gun put in their face working at 7-Elevens or whatever. Freaking people who get shot trying to deliver mail to people. The people who have to be put in so stressed situations trying to work and do construction, and they fall and get injured, or they have a chance of getting injured, and that's the main stresses for them, is being taken out trying to do their freaking job. You saying the stresses from people in social media is worse than these people's stresses. Pisses me off, because I was like, there's a lot of people who have to deal with so much, and the stuff that I deal with may be way different than the people who deal with it that's working in the same building with me. I can only state it this like this when it comes to my 9 to 5s. Working as a security guard, I was the work I had to do was just secure the building, make sure everyone, as far as the guests and stuff, were safe. They everything goes smoothly and stuff, making sure everything was secure. The job requires me getting insulted by guests, by unhoused people. I think that's the term that people want to use for it, instead of just saying homeless. Unhoused people getting cussed out and having to throw people out. The racism that I would hear on freaking when I did call center jobs, the insults. You get cussed out every single day, and then you have to deal with that. And it's a lot of stuff that you do, this stress, this face to face. You over here talking about online bullcrap. The chick that gets harassed at a freaking Target or Burger King or 7-Eleven by her fellow employees and stuff, that she has to deal with every single freaking day, that she has to freaking take, because if she quits her job, she can't feed her family, she can't take care of her people. She has to work, has to do this every single freaking day, or they're going to be out on the streets. So they have to deal with the stresses and deal with the bullcrap, where you can just ignore the freaking comments. You can ignore these freaking people. You can turn off a lot of things. But I know every streamer is different. IRL streaming is different from video game streaming. Freaking what Kai Cenat does is different from IRL streaming. So it's, even though it's kind of a mixture in between, but when no one's saying that the stresses the streamer can have isn't difficult. We know that Kai Cenat does a lot. We know that he goes through a lot of stress, that he deals with a lot of different people and different things. So what Kai Cenat goes through is way different than what what Playboy Max or some of the other people do. It's going to be way different. His stresses and your stresses are going to be completely opposite, even though y'all stream. Yeah, the argument is so freaking stupid. You can have some of the easiest streams, you can have some of the most toughest streams. You can hear and see some of the most difficult people. You can have some difficulties with fellow streamers and stuff like that. Yes, it's true, but guarantee, like some people actually stated, you would rather, if you had the choice to choose either working at freaking McDonald's or streaming, you would probably pick streaming every single fucking time. And I'm sick and tired of the argument. You would pick streaming every single time. You would rather stream and deal with the stresses of streaming that you would working at a McDonald's, where the area that you live in is where you get into a lot of fights. People are throwing stuff at you. People are cussing you out every single day about some bullcrap orders that they didn't even have to, make a big freaking deal about. You would rather deal with streaming than that. Guarantee goddamn to it. So I'm sick and tired of the arguments. This needs to stop. Completely. Needs to stop. But that's my 2 cents. This probably is not going to go anywhere. But, yeah. I just had to say it out just because I'm just sick and tired of the freaking arguments. Let's stop this arguments between streaming and freaking 9 to 5s and the stresses or whatever bullcrap or what's harder as far as the freaking job and stuff goes. Stop it. Just stop. Thank y'all for whoever's listening, who comes to my channel, all my subscribers and things. I appreciate y'all so much. Appreciate everyone that has been tuning into my channel a lot. Thank y'all. Please do take care of yourselves and each other. Peace, geekdom.